everybody, and welcome back. Welcome if you are a new subscriber, and welcome back if you're a current subscriber. So I wanted to follow up, give you all the information on what we're going to be doing next. Okay, what's the next steps? And I know in my last video where I left off is it's time for me to get the CT scan, where they look inside of your stomach to see what's causing and wreaking a whole bunch of havoc. Okay, so we already did the x-ray, and the x-ray did show the fibroids for those that, if you're new and you don't know yet. Okay, but we needed to look further because there's also a bulge in the top of my stomach that we were unsure about. So I went out and I got the prescription to get the CT scan of the abdominal and pelvic with contrast. Okay, so the morning that I got there, bright and early, 7 in the morning, my goodness, I don't know why they made that appointment so early, 7 in the morning. So me and my husband get there, and she said, she told my husband, she said, don't walk away, she's just going to be 10 minutes. And I thought, okay, this is great. So in the meantime, you know, if you're going to get contrast done, which is, I believe it's like a dye that they push through your system when they're taking the picture, the CT picture scan. So she says, what I need to do, she said, I need to take just a little bit of blood work real quick. She said, because you take metformin, don't you? And I said, yes, that is one of my diabetic. This is really interesting. I told her, I said, yes, that's one of my diabetic medicines. And she said, see, now people that take metformin, we like to check, I don't know if she said your kidneys or your liver function, to make sure you can accept and be okay with the dye. She said, have you ever had a dye allergy or anything like that? And I said, no. I said, actually, I've had that dye done before. She said, well, let's check and make sure the numbers is good for you, and then we'll move forward. She comes back and she says, okay, it's looking good. So she puts me in the tube, and I was kind of skeptical. I told you all I was scared half to death to go into that tube. But lo and behold, that wasn't the one. It's the MRI that I'm freaked out about. I wasn't in the MRI. That was a CT scan, and it's much bigger. It's much bigger. You can breathe. There's air, so I was okay with that. And at this point, she tells me, she says, okay, I'm going to tell you when we're going to push the dye through, and you tell me how you feel. I said, I can taste like the alcohol. She said, it's okay. She said, that's normal. And I said, now I feel it hot, like all over my body, my throat especially, and like in the pelvic region. You feel like you're getting ready to pee on yourself, but you're not. Everything just heats up. So they take the pictures, and literally it wasn't but a half an hour. Maybe not even that. I feel like me and my husband had just walked out of the hospital, and they're saying that your results are back. And I thought, are you kidding me? So we go to look it up, and here's what it says. I will be looking down because I do need to read it. So they did find a hernia. Okay. They say there is a fat containing umbilical hernia. Okay. And there is an enlarged uterus with fibroids demonstrating both a solid appearance as well as some cystic degeneration. Okay. The cervix is thickened as well. The thickened appearance of the cervix may be related to an underlying cervical. Let's see. Let me go to the next one. Let's see. Let me find the next one because I took screenshots so I can read it to you. I don't know where the next screenshot is, but the next screenshot says the chest and lungs are clear. The heart size is normal. The liver demonstrates normal appearance. The spleen, normal size. I don't know what that word, vasculator, no evidence of an aneurysm. Lymphatic system, nothing is enlarged as seen. Okay, it's like a whole lot of stuff going on, right? So they're saying Everything else looks good, but they found the hernia. And of course, the fibroids are in there, okay? So the next thing, the OBGYN calls me and she says, oh, great. Okay, so now what I need you to do, I need you to go to the people that's going to do the surgery. You're going to talk to them. So me and my husband went this morning and we talked to him, and he said, I'll be the one that would work on your hernia. He says now, he has me lay down. He examines my stomach. He's looking and he's feeling around and things like that. He said, now, your hernia is in the navel. He said, that's what the umbilical is. And I kind of figured that. I said, but what is the bulge that's in the middle of my stomach when I do the sit-up motion? He told me something really interesting. He said, that's your diastasis. And here's the thing. If I'm saying the name wrong, just forgive me and look it up, right? So rectus diastasis, or they may say it diastasis rectus, when you get a tummy tuck. Okay, I know this is taking you like for a twist and a turn. When you get a tummy tuck, your diastasis most likely is separated. It's like the muscle that goes down the middle of your stomach. And a lot of women have stomach bulging. And once they take that muscle, the muscle gets separated after you have kids. But when you have a tummy tuck, they take the muscles that's right here and they close them back together and suture them from the top down. And then you have a nice, smooth, flat appearance to the stomach, right? So he said, when you're going up, he said, I see the bulge. It's literally stands up about this high, like off my stomach, right? Right down the middle. He said, it looks like a football shape. And I said, yeah. He said, okay, what I need you to do is you need to contact your surgeon that did your tummy tuck. He said, because that is the diastasis rectus or rectus diastasis. And I thought, okay, so this really taking me for a loop. So I called them. I called them when I got home. I left 2 messages, okay, that I need to see them and what I need to see them about, okay? In the meantime, between time, the OBGYN, so they're saying that it's a lot of the fibroids in the uterus. And I asked him how many and he really couldn't tell me. I asked him how big and he said they're pretty big. Okay, so this might be what has caused me all of this just like this lifestyle where I have to get these iron infusions and just drain from my energy when I have the menstrual and things like that. This might be what is causing it. So they said you definitely need to get them out. And the question is, what do you want to do to get them out? And once again, I told them I don't mind having a scar. I don't care if I have a scar. We can do it mechanically. There's so many different things. There's the hysterectomy. So I have not spoken to the OBGYN today. I'm thinking that their office is sick. Like maybe everybody in the office caught something, because when you call them today, they're like, staff is out sick. If you want to leave us a message, right? They say to just sign into the thing where you can, you know how you make appointments and stuff. She's like, leave us a message and we'll call you back. So, and it's understandable, but I'm pretty sure they're pretty good with calling me back. So I know I'll get a call back at least within 24 to 48 hours. So now I need to make an appointment to go see her and tell her that this gentleman that I went to see today, the surgeon, he said, a lot of people don't get surgeries done on hernias. He said, but yours, I would say you need to get it done. He's like, because where it's at, where it's located. He's like, and the thing about hernias is you don't want it to open up and then you have like bacteria or anything coming outside of your stomach and releasing anything. He said, I like to do the hernia surgery where I put the mesh on it. And I'm like, okay, you know, it sounds good with me. He said, just let them know that as they're doing surgery to get the fibroids out, we'll be there together, working together, and he'll be fixing the hernia while she's taking out the fibroids. And I'm okay with that, right? So when she calls me back, I'm going to talk to her about which procedure that I choose to get done. I'm kind of on the fence still. So I'm actually kind of glad that she hasn't called me back yet, because that gives me a couple hours to still decide what I want to get done. Okay, I know that the uterus is basically covered in fibroids. Okay, so I'm going to still kind of sleep on it and see what procedure is best. She was saying that I should get the hysterectomy. And like I told you all, I'm okay with it. And I know they can do a partial hysterectomy. They can also do different things where they leave the tubes in, your fallopian tubes and different things. And then you don't have to go through like different changes, because the fallopian tubes helps you to keep your, what is it? I can't think of the word right now, but I know one of you all in the comment section will help me with that. But so we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure this thing out. And it would be nice if she could call me back in 48 hours. That way I have a little bit more time to figure it out. So I'm excited for my plastic surgeon to call me back so we can speak about the diastasis erecti diastasis, because what the surgeon said to me, he said, now I want you to know this. He said, I'm not a plastic surgeon. He said, so I really don't know much about what we're talking about when we talk about the diastasis erecti, right? He said, but when you talk to him, see if there was a possible way that it could have came open. You know, that muscle that they sewed together from the top down to the bottom, could it have popped open? Because he said that the bulge on the top of my stomach when I do that sit-up motion is not the hernia. The hernia is in the umbilical, in the navel, and that's what he'll be working on. So to hear back from the OBGYN so we can figure out what exactly to do, and also to be able to hear from this surgeon that's going to prepare the hernia, that makes me happy. But I'm looking forward to talking to my plastic surgeon so we can see. I'm just ready to get things going. It's a roller coaster. It's definitely a roller coaster, and I'm learning along the way. So as he was feeling my stomach, I said, you feel that? He's like, yeah. And so I said, feel like metal. Feel like metal in my stomach, like in the lower part of my stomach. He said, sometimes that's what fibroids feel like. I mean, it feel like you knocking on wood, right? And he said it's actually normal. So, that's all I have for you guys until, like, I talk to the plastic surgeon, have them examine me, and see what they say or see what they think. Okay? And then also until she calls me and we figure out exactly what procedure that we want to do. Okay? Once we know exactly what procedure we want to do, then we're going to go ahead and schedule the surgery. Now, I do have a question for the OBGYN, because I want to know, they said if you do the thing where you shrink the fibroids, because as I stated in my one of my videos, I said I don't want them to shrink them, and then you're still left with the sac or still pieces in there. I don't want that. But they said what happens is, if you get that procedure where they're shrink, how you say that word? Shrunk, where they shrink them. Once they get down to basically nothing, they absorb into your system and then they're gone. Right? Because I was saying, I don't want you to shrink them and then I'm left with little pieces in there. right? So they clarified that with me, and I understand. So that might be an option, but they did say when you get that done, you're gonna have some cramping. It's not gonna be fun for like 3 to 6 months during the shrinking process. So there's so much for me to digest and think about what I want to do, but that's the update. That's the update as of today. I hope y'all are having an amazing day today. I'd love to hear from you all in the comment section below. I'll be in the messages. I'll be in the message, reading your messages and messaging you all back. I love you guys. So until the next update, or until I go live, God bless you all. Thanks for watching. Good night.